What is up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Evening Alpha. I am your host, Todd Wanish, 26-year veteran of the comic and animation field, OG NFT founder because I've only been in the game 12 months, but apparently in this space that makes you old school. I gotta tell you guys, like tonight, I'm like super excited. We have Gabriel from City of Gold here. And I gotta tell you, man, before we jump in, so I've got a background in digital marketing, and I've been telling people since the beginning, internally, with the team, I was like, once digital marketers find out about the shit, man, I was like, I don't understand why the greats, like, I don't understand why Frank Kern and Russell Brunson, like all these people, I don't get it. They haven't hit it yet. This is the golden opportunity for us, the small fries, because those dudes don't know yet. And when I saw City of Gold and I saw what you guys were doing, and I saw the ideas you had, and that you were also tying it into education, I was like, boom. I was like, absolutely. I was like, okay, these guys get it. These guys are breaking in. This is it. Gabriel, welcome, brother.
Todd, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it. Looking forward.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So tell me quickly, tell me about City of Gold.
Yeah, in short, City of Gold, we're a metaverse that pays people to own our NFTs, which are digital mansions on top of plots of land, while they learn everything they need to know to go start their own project. Once they have an idea, they can Shark Tank style pitch it to the community once a quarter at a demo day and source funding, develop partnerships, and go make it happen.
Awesome, man. So one of the things I find fascinating is that you're tying in like digital. You've got this digital real estate aspect. And I like you're tapping into like the aspirational side of things, right? Because people have this aspirational side of the dream of owning a nice house or owning a nice property, and in a way you're giving that to them through the metaverse. And then you're tying it to education, right? So can you, I'm super curious, just as someone who has made high ticket courses and has done a lot of mentoring and advising for startup founders, like how does that work? Like, so people buy the property and then that gives them access to the training, or what? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, exactly. So as a token holder, you get access to all the training. And we've broken it down into 3 categories that we feel are very important in business, which is number 1, getting the money, number 2, keeping the money, and number 3, multiplying the money. So before people can go launch a project, depending on where they're at in their stage and career in business, we feel like they need to learn a few core skills. 1 is sales, 2 is marketing, building a brand, commerce. Next, they need to learn how to keep that money, leveraging tax strategies, leveraging credit, sourcing investments, investors, raising cap, that kind of thing. And then 3, multiplying their money, whether it's through launching their own project, whether it's through starting their own in real life business, whether it's through stock option Forex trading, whether it's through real estate investing. We are going to be doing about 10 different segments, and the last one being launch your own NFT project start to finish, where we walk you through how to do everything, whether it's hiring developers, hiring artists, marketing the project, community building, community management. There's a lot of different things that go into running a project. We've done it. We're working with a lot of other people that have done it, and we know that a lot of people want to come over into this space and they want to do it themselves, but they don't necessarily know how to go write a smart contract or hire 6 Solidity and blockchain developers that can go write a smart contract, go hire a 2D team, a 3D team, go hire community mods, go hire a marketing department, go hire a CFO, go hire a COO, and then with an idea that's good enough to go take to market in the first place, and be able to fund that idea themselves from their own personal successes in business, or go and raise capital and fund that dream on other people's money, where they're making other people money in the process.
So one of the things that I want to point out, especially to people listening, whether they're listening live or whether they're listening on replay, is that this is something, the idea that that you're Gabe, that you're talking about, where you're like, hey, we're educating people from start to finish, where like no matter where you are in your entrepreneurial journey, whether you're starting off as a first time founder, or you've maybe launched a project before, maybe you got to four figures a month, maybe it's 5 figures a month, but you're trying to level them up to that next, that, kind of pushing them through that value ladder. Like I'm really, I really want people to understand, especially from your perspective, as someone who has a background in marketing and sales, that first, you're legit, like you've done this before. Like you're not just like saying, oh yeah, we're launching a project and we're going to have some courses, because there's, like, I'm sure you've seen this too, like in my space, I've got 26 years experience with comics, animation, digital marketing, all of that. And one of the things that I see so often with people's roadmaps, and from my perspective as someone that's that's been doing this for I'm like decades now, it's a joke. A lot of these people who are talking about stuff, I know, or I shouldn't say that I know, because you never truly know, but more than likely it is impossible for them to deliver on their roadmaps. And so one of the questions that I personally got early on was, hey, you're an animation director, you've done all this stuff, you've done Cartoon Network and Adult Swim and Marvel Entertainment, and you've done pilots and all this stuff and 150 commercials, but animation isn't on your roadmap. Why is animation not on your roadmap, Todd? But it is on everyone else's roadmap. Like everyone has animation pilots and everybody has comics and all this stuff. And I was straight up and saying, animation's not on my roadmap because I've done it for 26 years. I know exactly what it takes. You know what I mean? Like it's my experience and my veteranship that basically says, like, I know I've done it so much that I'm like, yeah, am I going to be doing pilots and we're going to try to do like all these kind of stuff with animation? Absolutely. Am I dumb enough to put it on my roadmap as like something we're absolutely 100% guaranteeing? Hell no. And so I see the same thing. I've seen the same thing happen a little bit inside of the education space, where you have these alpha groups, for instance, that come out and they're like, yo, we're going to teach you this and this and this and this. And I'm like, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, like a lot of these guys just happen to get in early and like spun up early and
they
just
got
because
lucky.
they got lucky. Yeah. And well, it's luck. It's luck combined with persistence. You know what I mean? Like, but they're not, but there's a difference. Timing for sure. But there's a difference between just coming in and focusing on one corner of it and saying, this is how you build a fucking empire or a business. And the stuff that you and I know, which is like market research and funnels and advertising and digital marketing and the whole system that's like the A to Z, whether it's high ticket sales or whether it's e-com, whether it's low ticket products, whatever that is, it's an entire universe of skill sets that you actually need to have. And I'm curious about your background and like how you kind of came into it. And because I want people to understand that you've done this. Like this isn't you just saying, yeah, we're going to fucking do it. You've actually done this. You've built something up. And this is sort of the, like, City of Gold is the end product. It's the beginning stage of the next phase for you, but it's really like the result of your hard work, right?
Yeah. And I guess as far as the background question goes, my big area comes from high ticket sales and marketing. And very rarely does somebody know how to do both. Before I got into marketing 3 years ago, I ran sales teams and I did door-to-door sales for 6 years. My sales teams combined did over $50 million in cold revenue on a $5,000 product in 6 years. I put out the number one new rep in the number one division at the number one sales company in the world 3 years in a row, back to back to back to back. And I got to a point where I was tired of knocking doors. And I was at a growth con, and it was Brunson, Ty Lopez, all these billionaires just talking about how much money they were making online. And I'm like, well, I bet I could do that. So I bought a course for $3,000 and spent the next 8 months learning everything that I could about marketing. Took a position with a former mentor that's now a buddy of mine, where I sold his marketing product to get familiar with how to sell it, and launched my own agency, scaled it to 30K a month in 2 months. We were in the restaurant space. Then COVID came, and we lost every single client in 3 days. And that pushed me back into my new agency, which is a coaching program that teaches solar sales reps and solar companies how to be top performers when it comes to sales. And it's coupled with preset appointments where we put appointments on their schedule and they show up and close. And we train them to make sure that they're closing more of them, getting a better ROI. And we've scaled that to multi 7 figures at this point. And it was October of 21 when we got to, I don't want to call it a slow season, but in solar, everything kind of dies from mid-November till about January 15th. Nobody's making solar systems are 40 to 100 grand, 25 to 100 grand, depending on the market. Not a lot of people are buying those things during Christmas time. So I knew I was going to have some time, and I'm like talking to one of my buddies, my partner in this, Alex, and we're like, let's go do an NFT project. So we wanted it to be very centered on teaching somebody to fish while giving them a way to make money in the interim off of the NFTs, which is why we incorporated the staking, the DAO, the profit share, own the world, own all the profit, da 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 da. But, and we've asked our community what they like the most about the project.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so awesome to hear them all say the learn to earn, the actual coaching. And if we're doing 10 different subjects over the course of a year, that's not even enough time to really master one subject.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go become an expert at high ticket sales in 10 months.
That's the damn truth.
You can't. You can't become an expert at marketing. You can't become an expert at stocks. You can't become a master at real estate investing. In order to become a master at something, you have to do that task 10,000 times or spend 10,000 hours working on it.
Right.
There's not 10,000 hours in a year. So, sorry, you can't become a master. Even going back to what you were saying about how you're an OG in the space. Like, dude, you've been in it for 12 months. You're not a fucking...
I know. It's a joke, right? It's
no, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, everybody out here is like, oh, yeah,
right.
I'm an OG because I got a Bored Ape. Like,
yeah,
bro,
yeah.
You're not an OG. Like, you actually might not even have money. You just bought this and it's worth something.
Yeah,
you have money.
There are OGs in the space. They're the dudes that came in like 2011 or 12, and you don't ever hear from them because they're already gone. Like they're already like somewhere else. Like I love, like I'll tell you, man. Like when we launched, one of the things that we pushed hard on was on the tech side, because we're deep tech. And so we invented new technology for, so our NFTs at launch has a de-aging mechanism. So it's a real time, like all of a sudden, Yuga Labs is talking about dynamic NFTs, and dynamic NFTs is kind of like a holy grail thing in the space. We came out with real-time dynamic NFTs. So it's not just dynamic that it changes, but it actually changes consistently, constantly, potentially every single day. And when we started to announce it and we started to play with it last year, we got some of the quote unquote OGs, and I've talked about this before, the 2017 class, and I call them classes because it is kind of like a clique, right? It's like, oh, where'd you graduate? Oh, I'm the 2017. Oh, we're the 2021. Awesome. Like the 2017 class, some of them were super cool and some of them hated our guts because they're from their perspective, from when they came in just a few years ago, the perspective was like this utopian ideal of like, hey, everything should be open for everybody forever. And the fact that we were legally protecting ourselves was an affront to Web3. And my response from that was like, look, I don't know your background. I don't know where you come from, but I come from like the land of startups and tech. Like, if you don't think, and I'm very, very fortunate, and I'm deeply connected to like thousands of top entrepreneurs, like very, very strong people. And all of these people are kind of coming into NFTs and crypto right now. And I was like, if you don't think that all these large companies are going to come in and just patent the hell out of every, like, right now, McDonald's patented like 20 different things for like cafes and Decentraland and like Metaverse stuff. Like, all these companies are coming in now and they're not announcing anything. What they're doing is they're coming in and they're lawyering up, they're trademarking everything, and they're patenting everything. They're inventing shit and they're patenting it so that when they come out, they're fully protected. And I was like, if you don't understand that for a small team, for us to have the opportunity to do the exact same thing right now, if you don't support that and you don't understand that, then you have no business, at least coming to me. Like we're not on the same level, and you clearly, like, mad respect, I guess, for like getting in at 2017, but like you're clueless in terms of like how business works or how to actually support the little guy and the actual people that could really profit and really thrive in a space like this. And I think doing what you're doing and understanding that you can't necessarily become a master at something at digital marketing in 12 months. However, you can master the small things that make a big fucking difference in your bottom line. And the idea to tie that to an NFT project, I think is a really smart thing. It's something that we've been talking internally about as well, like tying education into that. And then certainly you're seeing the primary sort of the alpha wave of that with like these alpha groups, right? Do you see like yourself as like a competitor to them, or do you see yourself like do you see that as any kind of competition, or are they not even in the same ballpark?
They're not in the ballpark, man. They really aren't. Like, think about a lot of the people that run these alpha groups, and like you see it, it's people straight degenning and aping into these projects. And one thing that you just said that really ties into my answer is they don't do business. They don't. They don't do business. They don't run companies. They might have entrepreneur in their Instagram bio, but that's the extent of their business. They're not entrepreneurs. And I'm not here to hate. I'm here to educate.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is that there's a very small percentage of people that are in this space currently. And the vast majority of people that will be coming into this space as the demographic of an average user in this space changes,
yeah,
will not be taking influence from a lot of these people that we hear in spaces, from a lot of these people that we see in these alpha groups that hashtag to the moon, hashtag Wagner.
right.
Like, come on, man. Like, let's get real for a second. Like, 99% of these projects dump.
Yeah.
And the reason that these people are in these alpha groups and that people sit in these Twitter spaces and they buy the next shitcoin, Putin my ass, if you've seen that one, is they're
I've got a friend that invested heavily in Rocket, so I think I understand.
And it's like, that's not stable. Yeah. Like, you're gonna get taken to the cleaners, dude. Like, there's a reason why there's wealth principles, and it's called wealth, not getting rich.
Right.
And it's not the sexiest opinion to have or to say, but I'm here to protect people that are in our program at the end of the day. And this whole fad, in my opinion, around the art, and don't get it twisted, some art's dope. Everybody's got their opinion on what dope art looks like and stuff like that. But like, art being the essential talking point currently, as far as NFTs go, is a fad. It's the tech that's valuable, in my opinion. It's the ability to have transparency in business that's valuable, in my opinion. And I will see that, in my opinion, overtaking this whole art journey that's currently going on. So many people are like, so you buy NFTs? Okay, so like you just buy these pictures.
Right, yeah.
And it's hard for somebody 40, 50 years old, even 30-year-olds and 20-year-olds to understand what the value is and like why somebody would pay $250,000 for one of these apes.
That's right.
And the reason that they're willing to pay it is because that's what the community that's here right now says is valuable.
That's right.
What do you think is going to happen to these things when the mass gets over here and it's not gamers in the space anymore and it's people using functional technology on a day-to-day basis to improve operations? Well, the art's going to go phase out and the tech's going to be here to stay.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. And I would say that I agree with you 100%. I mean, and I've talked about this regularly. Like, we don't know if projects like everyone calls Bored Ape a blue chip, and I'm like, well, it's blue chip today. Like it doesn't
Correct.
necessarily, like, we're still so early in the hype cycle of the adoption curve that we don't know. There is no data to prove that Bored Ape or CryptoPunks or anything else is a fad as opposed to an actual trend, right? There's a big difference. And while I certainly think, like, I actually think, and this is a personal opinion, but I do think CryptoPunks has more of a trend line than Bored Ape, at least today. With that said, I also think you're correct. I think there's 2 degrees. I think there are art NFTs and there are utility NFTs that use art as a gateway. So I have no problem. Like the guy that I used to work with, Jeff Koons, is launching an art piece on the damn moon. And that guy sells, like, when I was with him, he was like $1 million a piece, the highest paid living artist. And Damien Hirst with his currency drop. Like, if you have a background in fine art, or if you're an artist that can make their way through the NFT space, like, there's amazing photographers. There are people who have established themselves as contemporary artists through the NFT space. That is a solid play, 100%, because there's a historical record of that, right? Like, if Damien Hirst drops a piece, I have no doubt that I can buy it and have my financing at least secured in some way as an asset collectible, because he has 30 plus 40 plus years of art history behind him that supports the sale, right? And similar but different is the utility play with NFTs that actually that use art as a front. Basically say, hey, here's our art. Here, we have to have an NFT. Let's put some cool art on it. But it's actually about this thing over here. It's actually about all this stuff back
here.
And
it is about the utility.
It's 100% about the utility.
And what I see as far as, and we're building a metaverse, right? So here's another controversial opinion. Like, do we think that people are going to actually reside and spend their waking hours in a metaverse? I personally don't think that people are going to be in a metaverse 24/7 and not come out of their house. Mm-hmm. I personally do not believe that. Mm-hmm. I think that the metaverse allows you to have access to experiences that aren't able to be done on a day-to-day basis, like traveling to go watch your favorite sports team play live, when instead you could just hop in VR and pay like a few bucks and watch the game on your couch. Mm-hmm. That's cool. But as far as like,
so you're not buying into the whole Ready Player One theory of life?
Dude, I think AR is going to be way more apparent than VR personally. Mm-hmm. Like, if you could like have something that pops up on your wrist and now you're like touching a screen like in your face, like some Tony Stark shit. That like what's a 50-year-old gonna want, or a 40-year-old, or like even you or me? Like, would you rather be playing in AR, and if you are, cool, or VR, and if so, cool.
Yeah.
Or would you rather be able to like go live your life and like experience the real world? That's awesome. Like, we live on fucking Earth, and it's cool. There's beaches, there's snow, there's mountains, there's community, And that's one big reason why a lot of people come into the space is to meet people, connect, etc. But the thoughts of, this is my house in the metaverse and, I live here. Like, dude, you still have to pay your rent in real life.
Yeah,
like,
I honestly, man, I straight up, like, I try not to predict the future because I've been pretty much wrong on everything. But like, I will say that I think if we get to the point where it's like a Ready Player One, where like it's like, yeah, this is my giant house, and I'm living online basically 100% of the time in the metaverse. Like, if that's the choice where people are like, the digital world is my life, and IRL is sort of this other, like, if we do complete reversal, if we completely switch, right, where right now the real world is the real world and the online world is kind of like the online world is like fake and it could be other people. If it does a complete reversal, then we're living in such a dystopian universe. Like, the world is so fucking bad. It has to be so dystopian for people to just be like,
be real bad.
it's gotta be bad. Like, it's got to be like Terminator shit to be like, no, I just want to be online. Fuck this. Like, I'm just going to be in the metaverse.
Right.
Look, I have a mansion. I have a mansion.
Right. And if that happens, I share your opinion. But until World War Z comes through, right, like, you can catch me at the beach on a Saturday. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I'm down to hop in and go run around at our casinos. Like, I'm a big believer in Metaverse for experience, for community, because I think it is cool. I think it's dope. And that's why we're building one. But at the end of the day, I don't think that it will, and like we said, unless it gets the freaking Terminator World War Z, like, you're telling me people are going to be at the beach. You're telling me Saturday. You're telling me Saturday rolls around and I'm not going out on the boat with some friends and some pretty girls.
Bro, Sandbox has some pixel beaches.
Bro, I bet, and I can like hang out with Pamela Henderson and like chill with her. Like,
Pamela Henderson.
Come on, like, there's cool experiences, but like, it's that's what it is. It's there for experience. It's not.
Excuse me.
Like, it's there for experience, and it's there to, like what we're doing with shopping, for example. Mm-hmm. That's a great reason why someone would come into the metaverse. People already online shop, being able to walk around a virtual mall with a virtual, realistic representation of yourself.
Right.
Drag and drop articles of your favorite brand onto your character, hit buy, and now that item is sent to your house, and it's also in your backpack, and you can wear it in your avatar.
Right.
That kind of stuff is cool. That provides actual utility, and it's just a more interactive shopping experience. Now you can go, instead of shopping on your couch on your phone, you can basically do Zoom wine nights with your friends in the metaverse, and you're walking around malls shopping together from your house, doing online shopping together. Stuff like that I can see happening, which is what we're building and why we're building it, because I believe in that. But like, who the fuck wants to go chill at a beach in the metaverse for like 6 hours when you could drink a Corona and like feel the water? Like, come on, like, it's not going to replace everything. It's a great opportunity to experience some things. If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan and you live in Florida, or here, an even better example, you're a Green Bay Packers fan, it's fucking October, and you don't want to go freeze your ass off and pay $300 a ticket for you, your wife, and 2 kids to go to a game before you buy food, before you pay for parking, when you could just sit in your living room.
That's the use case.
$5 a ticket.
Yep.
Stay warm, eat free snacks that you bought at the supermarket, and post.
And still be in your, and really, if you're talking about VR or AR, still be in the seat that you purchased at the stadium and still feel like you're sitting next to people as you watch the game.
You're sitting in the 100 sections on the 50-yard line for $5.
Right.
Not freezing your dick off. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, that's an experience. That is cool. Think about NASCAR is the most popular sport with 1 billion users watching it per race.
Yep.
You know how many people can fit in those stadiums?
That's right.
Not 1 billion. You know how many people would
Yeah.
love to have an interactive,
Oh, millions,
immersive
dude.
experience
Millions.
without sweating their ass off?
Yeah, millions.
Billion.
Yeah.
With
yeah.
a B.
With a B.
So
Yeah.
stuff like that
Mhm.
is what we're building, because we're not having to change their living habits. We're hitting them where they're already at by tapping into experiences that they want and just making that viewing experience better. So instead of paying pay-per-view for that race or whatever it might be, or even watching it for free if it's free,
Right.
would you rather pay $3, $5 and be able to watch it like you're actually there? Of course you would. Here's a pit pass for an extra $15.
Right.
You know?
That's
and
right.
then allowing our community to be the ones making the money from all that stuff, it's just a win-win for our holders, and them getting to learn how to go think of projects on their own, bring it to market is the cherry on top and the real backbone of everything with the learn to earn. Like, we're very, very big on this learn to earn over here, but we're big on learn to earn, and we're big on experiences, and we're big on doing our part to help bridge the gap of the average demographic of a user in the Web3 space.
And I like that you still have the opportunity to bring real world VIP experiences in as well, right? Because you're combining AR and or VR with the education component and with the experience component. So I think it's a pretty unique proposition. I think that's pretty cool. I'm curious, man. So you your Discord's pretty active and your marketing's been pretty good. I'm curious, and this is a question because I get this question all the time from other projects. Like, what have you found inside of the marketing to bring attention to your project? Like, what have you found that works, and what did you try that just completely fucking bombed?
I've tried everything.
Yeah, we did too.
To be honest with you. And what works is Discord DMs.
Yeah.
And it is what it is at the end of the day. The influencer marketing, and we've tried ads on Facebook, we've tried ads on Instagram, we've tried ads on YouTube, we've tried ads on TikTok, we've tried ads on Twitter, we've done print marketing, we've done guerrilla marketing, we've done sponsorships, we've done influencers, we've done retweet promotions, we've worked with alpha groups, we've done Twitter DMs, we've done Telegram DMs, we've done Discord DMs. And, we've literally tried, and then we've done collabs.
Yep.
So the things that work are collabs and Discord DMs. And that's just, it is what it is. The influencers, I don't know what I should say or what I shouldn't say. I guess we'll just keep it real. So why not?
Just keep it real without blasting people. Yes.
Yeah, we'll keep it real. So, you're going to go pay some dude $20K for some post, and you might get some people to join your Discord, but out of all those people that join your Discord, maybe 2 people buy, and you just
see. We had the same experience. So we tried same thing. We did because my background is I'm very familiar and pretty easily. I mean, I'm really good with Facebook ads. So my first instinct, like when we started this last March, was like, I'm just gonna blow up Facebook ads. This will be great, and it sucks so hard, dude. It was like I haven't had a campaign run that poorly for years, and I was like, oh, okay. So clearly the audience is. I mean, I did all my A/B testing, and I was like doing all my research and testing, and I was like, it's once you run tests on the imaging and the description, and once I did all my testing, I was like, well, clearly it's not the ad, it's just the market is not here right now. And I know that now Zuckerberg's talking about Instagram, and I haven't tried that yet, but maybe. But so I was like, okay, so the main areas are Twitter, and Twitter's number one for alpha. Discord is kind of the main community thing, and then you have Telegram, which, to be straight up, I don't understand enough to like.
It's Telegram is mainly for coins.
That's what I mean. I know it's mostly a coin app, but even for coin communication. But I didn't even understand. It just seems so basic to me, and I was like, okay, either I don't understand it, or it just didn't hit me right. So I said, well, Discord doesn't have native advertising, so we're going to go over to Twitter. And for the first time, I tried Twitter advertising. After every single mentor I've ever had has nobody. So for those at home who are watching this, and Gabriel, you can back me up. There's I don't think I've ever seen a Twitter advertising course, because Twitter ads blow. Like they don't like they just
They don't.
there's zero ROI. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it because that's what the market is. So first thing to know, if you haven't done this, Twitter ads ad manager is basically copy pasted from Facebook ads. Like they just took Facebook ads manager and like, I mean, I don't want to say they just like stole the CSS, but it's like, I was like, wow, it's Facebook ads. Okay, cool. Like, let me just, long story short, I followed I read all their shit. Like, cool. This is all the stuff that you can do, the stuff you can't do, especially with crypto and NFTs. I wanted to make sure. So I put this ad up. Not only did the ad get taken down, but my account got banned.
Yeah.
It got banned instantly.
Yeah.
With no like no explanation, no option to fix. I contacted them. I called them. I just got to like, yeah, we reviewed it, and sure enough, you're banned. On top of that, to add insult to injury, the next day I started getting served ads from NFT projects, the first ad I got, I took a screenshot of it. The first ad I got was from a dude selling his CryptoPunk. And I was like, motherfucker. Like, and so not only did I get my ad account on Twitter shut down, right? But because I had gone out and targeted other people in crypto, they placed me inside of that node for targeting crypto NFTs. And I started getting served ads for the NFT projects that got through the filter. And I was like, fuck you. I was so mad, dude. And like
literally same.
Oh, fuck.
So those don't work. Those don't work. TikTok, same story. You can pop off organically over there, but it's hard. And I like reliable. You don't know if it's gonna pop off. So
this is why we didn't do the influencer route, because and this is the other thing, and you tell me your experience with this. So we got in early last year, and so what happened was we kind of like ended up following this wave, right? So the wave, if you look the market last year was just like this massive mountain, and we were like right behind it. So what happened with us is, when we launched, there were all these NFT alpha groups started, and a lot of these NFT blogs started, these news sites started. And as we were ramping up towards them, when we were ready and we started reaching out to them, couple things.
They raised their price on
not only did they raise their prices, they had prices. Like every single NFT blog, every single news outlet, every single influencer, they all had prices, they all had raised prices. And I always had one question, and I think it's gonna make you smile, Gabe, because I can tell. Like they were like, yeah, here's my prices, here's what we'll do a video for you, or we'll do an article for you, or we'll review your project, or we'll put your shit on the calendar, or we'll promote it to our 150,000 followers or whatever. And I only had one simple question, and I never got an answer, and I was like, I'm out. It was this: cool, you're going to charge me 20K, or you're going to charge me an ETH, or whatever the price was. What's the ROI? Hey, out of your 150,000 followers, what's the average number of people that actually come into a client's Discord? And they couldn't tell me. Not even that. Forget sales. Forget like how many actually convert.
They'll just share their insights with you and show you how many impressions they get, which means
I was like, this is bull. Like, you don't even track it. You're not even you're just taking money and pitching once, but you're not tracking the actual conversion metrics. Like, forget. I couldn't even get like, okay, well, if you expect, like, just so everybody knows, in digital marketing, when you're building a funnel out, and when you're actually doing like high ticket sales, for instance, like the click-through rate on the ad, the number of page views on the landing page, the number of click-throughs to a engaging influencer video or some kind of webinar video, the conversion rate on that, the price, exactly how much you pay for every piece of the funnel, so that when somebody books a call with you on that confirmation page, on that calendar page, exactly how much that scheduled person costs based on all the people who didn't. And what happens is the person who purchases for the program or service that you're offering, they're actually paying. Basically, they are paying for all the people that didn't, right? So all the people that didn't click the ad, or did click the ad but didn't buy the product, the person who is purchasing the product is paying for the advertising for all those people. That's how businesses make money. And so, so I wasn't even trying to ask like real questions, like, cool, what's your conversion number? Like how much money can I expect to get if I give you 20K? Like, I wasn't even expecting that. I was just expecting like, okay, you have 150,000 followers as an example. How many people on average, 5%, 1%, 10%, what's the average conversion that I can expect? And no one could give me an answer on anything. Most of them didn't even respond at that point. And I was like, fuck it. Like, this is not a real business. These are people just scripting, you know?
Yep. And what ends up happening with those guys is you're just not, they get washed out. Like, once their audience sees them talking about 5-10 projects out of the blue, when they're a freaking food page or a dancer or a singer or whatever it might be, or a porn star, it's like, come on, like, they're not, like, how long do you think that gravy train's gonna run to the station for? Like, it's not gonna happen. And then, you know, another route is, as soon as you start getting any traction, you're gonna have all of these people in your DMs with like botted accounts with like 200,000 followers, and they're like, hey, my friend, I have a really good offer for you. We can do business, handshake emoji. And it's like, dude, come on. Like,
Right.
you know, come on. And, you know, you ask them questions. They're like, oh, we've worked with so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. And, you know, I started trolling them. I'm like, oh, okay, so you're offering to connect me with them and like do a collab. And they're like, no, we can do like a like and retweet on our page. And I'm like, no.
Right.
And so, you know, you got that. But, you know, basically what we've seen work and what's worked the best is collabs and Discord DMs, essentially tapping into other people's communities. And that's just because those communities are buyers.
Yeah.
You know, they can give you that answer to the question that influencer can't.
Right.
Hey, how many people do you think would be interested? Oh, I think they would really like your project. I think it'd be a hit. Would love to do a collab with you. Cool. Or DM route, find a project that has a similar aspect of yours, utility wise. Find a project that has similar art as you, whatever it might be. Find a project and just fucking hit the server.
Yeah.
Like, you're just email blasting at that point, but it's DMs. It's SMS blast. You're playing at a 1% to a 0.5% conversion rate.
Yeah.
And you're just doing numbers, getting attention. You're buying attention. That's all marketing is. That's what paid ads are. That's what you were just explaining with the whole booked call. That's how we run our agency. Is we run paid traffic, because we know that when we spend X, we get Y in return. So marketing, Discord DMs, collabs. Don't spend your money on anything else.
So I have two questions. That leads me to two things. So the first is that one of the challenges that communities have is that I've found that doing marketing is kind of a double-edged sword, because the things that work, and this is sort of like, this actually goes to the heart of digital marketing too, because again, going back to the digital marketing side and the course creator side, you know this as well as I do. There's a lot of haters out there that kind of say, oh, so-and-so has a course or whatever, and it's a scam. I know from doing it myself and actually having some of the best mentors in the world, like, it's the best thing that ever happened to me, period. Like, it absolutely, if you find the right mentor and you find the right program, it fucking works, period. Like, there's no argument.
Period. You're
there's
paying
no
for
argument.
information.
There's a lot of bullshit out there, but it's like that with everything, right?
Yep.
Like, if you do your research and you find the right person to mentor you, someone that you connect with, you're good. Like, the difference is night and day. And so as a founder, as an entrepreneur and a business owner, we both understand paid traffic. We both understand the value of paid traffic. The challenge is that in a market that is sort of young, like NFTs, or with a community that is protective, which it should be. Any good, really good community, if you're doing your job right, should be highly protective of itself. Like, we don't want bullshit in here. Like, there's this double-edged sword of marketing where it's like, well, we understand you need new people. However, the stuff that works is also the stuff that is sometimes associated to scammers or
Yeah.
fraudulent bullshit because it works.
Yeah.
So how do you in your own community or in your mind, how do you kind of balance that? Do you just like what do you do?
1, do more of it. 2, whether they like you or they hate you, at least they know you.
Mm. So I'll just like a straight up hardcore all in.
You got to go all in. You know, like, okay, cool. You go whack a server that has 50,000 people in it with some DMs.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right, gotta do it.
how else you either can do that or not sell. Like, what do you want to do? Like, do you believe, like, if you're not doing anything bad and like I'm freaking doxxed, like,
Yeah.
okay, like, how else, like, you want me to send you a letter in the mail, bro? Like, XYZ, like, smoker, like, I don't know where the fuck you live, bro. Like, you know, this is where I can go to get your attention.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to come over here and get mad, like, cool. You know how many people talk shit on my ads in my IRL business?
Oh yeah, I
Like,
mean, yeah,
that
I
aren't
can,
even in the-
I have, yeah, I love
they're
it.
not even in my industry.
Right.
They just like to like,
to
they'll be
post
like,
weird
this,
shit. Yeah.
this dude looks like a white rapper. This dude, like, or they're like, if you mute him, he looks like a white rapper. Oh, he talks with his hands too much.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we just cranked in 4 deals today at a $5,000.
Some of my best ads were actually screen capping those and like serving them as the actual ad image.
Yeah. And you know, like, people can hate on the ads, but like,
Yeah.
ads work. Paid traffic works. It's like, you know, you go blast a server with 50,000 people. We'll keep going back to that example. If you get 10% would be 5,000 people.
Yep.
1% would be 500 people. 0.5% is 250 to 300 people.
Yep.
If you get 250 to 300 people from that server and you have your whitelist set up properly and you do a couple other things like go whack another freaking 100 servers with 50,000 people in them, you'll grow your server.
Right.
You know, you're having Ben take care of your problem. DMs aren't free. You're just making Ben do it. You know who Ben is, right?
Not at all.
The guy on the $100 bill?
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, gotcha.
He gets shit done real quick.
Yeah.
So, you know, you get Ben to go tell people about your project, and next thing you know, people are in your project, and then they're telling other people about it because they believe in your vision, because you have a good project, because you're not out here rugging, and, you know, now you can go sell your project. But you have to build your community. And yeah, you can do it the organic way, and we did a lot of organic stuff. I'm not hating on organic. I think you need both, and you can do Twitter Spaces, and you can live in Twitter Spaces, and you can do that for 20 hours a day, sleep 4 hours, wake up, crush a coffee, and do it all over again.
Yep.
Takes a lot of time. It's very grueling. You have to listen to a lot of one-on-one artists with their pitches while you wait in line for an hour to get up and show your project for 2 minutes.
Right.
If you can't talk and you can't sell and you're not an extrovert,
that's right.
You're going to have a very tough time doing that.
It's brutal.
You'll be growing because you'll be uncomfortable and out of your comfort zone, which is always good. But it's not scalable, which is one of the most important things that we look for in marketing.
That's right.
You can't be in 10 groups at the same time. You can be in one. And if you're in a 100-person show group, get comfy, get a snack, and sit back and relax, because you're going to be waiting like an hour, my guy. Right. And, you know, I've pulled 10, 20, 30 followers from one shill, but I'm good at sales. If you're not, You know, you might have to work all day to get 30 followers.
That's right.
You know, so I think a lot of people come in here with improper expectations of, oh, I'm gonna launch an NFT and people are gonna buy it. Sorry, bro. It's not a year ago. Weeks are months over here, and months are years.
That's
Days
true.
are weeks. So things change on the daily. There's more scams than ever. That being said, there's more people coming into this market, and there will be more people coming in for the years to come until we have penetration. So the scams aren't going to stop. There's going to be more failed projects. People are going to lose money. All that shit's going to happen. And the people coming in, dear God, I hope, can take a lesson or two from the people that have been here and avoid some of those scams, which means they're going to be more cautious, and where they get their information from may be different in another year than where it is today. We don't know what's going to, you know, I'm out here talking about Discord DMs, and I'm out here talking about collabs. DMs might not even be a thing in another year.
That's right.
You know, like if you would have asked me in February of 2020 what I'd be doing in a year, I'd be like, oh, my restaurant marketing agency is doing $100K a month and I'm chilling.
In July of 2021, when we were looking at stuff for goals and getting our KPIs hooked up. So for those that don't know, KPI is key performance indicators. So when we were saying, okay, what's our goal for the Discord? Like what if we hit this number in a Discord, what's the sellout? The average Discord number was about 2,000 to 2,500 people. And then by the time we hit that, it was 5. And then it was 10. And then it was like over 10. And so the metrics change with the number of people that come in, quality people, the number of Discords people in. Like I don't know a single person that probably isn't near the cap of their Discord server. You know what I mean? Like
I do.
Everybody has 200 servers, man. Like, come on. So you got to get top of mind of that. And so here's my question. I got one more question for you, and then we'll go to some questions or check out some comments from chat because people have been blowing it up. But like, what is so Web3 is super different than pretty much anything else. What is the biggest surprise or the biggest like moment that kind of knocked you on your ass in terms of like it was so different from Web 2.0 or from digital marketing or from quote unquote normal life or normal markets
for me?
What was that?
The audience for me. It's, you know, you have to, let's take Metaverse. Okay. It's hard to sell Metaverse. People want PFP. You know, when we were starting this, and like it's like PF, like for whatever reason, and I don't fucking get it. And once people understand our project, they love it. But because it is complex, that's one of the battles that we face. There's a lot of different utilities that go into it. People love the idea of getting a PFP, a merch, and like getting to go on a yacht. And it's a fucking joke, in my opinion. It's the biggest joke in the world. Like that would be my answer to that.
I know. Yeah, I know. There's like so because I've had this too. There's always that point in like the month where it's just like, I mean, and I'm sure you guys are too. Like we're crushing so hard. Like we're doing so much and launching. I mean, the stuff we're inventing new technology and like the stuff we're doing, the team is excited. With that said, like when you like there is that point like we hit, especially when you see that launch and you're like, they're like the fucking banana made how much, you know, like where you're just like
funny.
Why didn't we just make a PFB? Like, you know, we should have made a masturbating giraffe and then sold like basic hoodies and like took the 10 mil and went home, you know, like at least that's what's expected, you know what I mean? Like we're actually trying to work and build something.
It's like, yo, we're out here giving stuff, like building this for our community, straight for the community.
Yeah.
And there's fucking bananas going bananas. So what's the biggest hurdle in Web3? You're catering to an audience that isn't like an audience in Web2.
Yeah.
It's a very small, finite, defined group of people, primarily gamers, and they are not our average consumers that we are used to in Web2 marketing. So
Right.
that's been the biggest challenge for us, is adapting and making sure that we're appealing to the people that are here now, so that we can go appeal to the mass at a later point in time.
Awesome. Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
I'd love to take some questions though, if you guys got people sending them in.
Yeah, let's see what everyone pop in questions if you haven't already. I'm about to look at this, so pop in some questions if you haven't. Let's see. What's up, J Raw? J Raw's in the house. J Raw was looking at the thumbnail saying, "How did you know what my future home was?"
What's up, J Raw?
What's up, Willie D? Willie D is like, let's fucking go,
Let's
adults.
go, adults. What's up, Willie?
What's up, man? How you doing? Hype. What's up, Hype? Yo, welcome. Welcome. Everyone's cracking on me for not hitting the damn live button last night. Yeah, we're live now. It says live. Dusty's down there. He's telling me it's live.
I can see it in the corner.
You know, he said, "Yo, what's up, Uncle Todd? What's up, cousin Gabe?"
What's up, fam?
He says, "Cum Rocket, is that the birth of adult fantasy?" No, man. Although it should be. Cum Rocket was like some porn token. I don't know. I really can't follow that.
It's like an OnlyFans launchpad.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, Massive? How you, brother? It says, agreed. The art will make the tech desirable and palatable to the masses. So this is back when we're talking about the art, yep. Right? I think regardless of what the NFT looks like, I think it has to be, if it's not necessarily an art NFT, it still has to be dope looking, right? Like there's a reason, like I instantly, like the minute I saw your estates, I was like, it looks fucking gorgeous. Like I was like, that's done, like checked off. You know what I mean? Like, right. It's not always 100% because there's certainly some, I mean, pardon me for my artistic interpretation, but there's a lot of bullshit art out there that's just horrible. And you know, so it's actually nice to see something that looks good.
Bro, and I don't want to shame projects, but like, what the fuck, guys out there? And when I hear people like, and I'm in these spaces, and I'm like looking at this thing that someone created, and like I try not to judge because beauty's in the eye of the beholder at the end of the day. And if you think it's dope, you think it's dope.
That's right.
But when I'm looking at something and I hear people like, "Oh, dude, those sunglasses are so sick," or like, "Wow, I love the earring or the hair," I'm like, bro, do you really though?
Yeah.
Like, do you really? Like, yeah. Come on, man.
I know. I see. I think 90% of the space, and this is again, I am, to be completely fair, I'm biased because of the art and the history of that. But like, you know, I see 90% of the projects have like average or below average art tied to a anonymous
below
team,
average utility with an undoxed founder,
undoxed founding team, and the utility is like, if I see utility is like merch, comics, animation, apparel, and IRL events, I'm like forget it. Like I don't even look at it again.
Like IRL events, like how is that a utility?
Right. Like it's a bonus. It's awesome to offer. Like, I mean, it's not a negative, but if that's the core of what you're trying to offer, forget it, bro. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. It really, just as an older dude, I was like, is everyone partying that fucking hard? Like, hey, we're going to be in Colorado. Woo. Like, come on. Like, you're going to be at a bar. You're going to be at a nightclub. Like, you got a DJ. I mean, come on. I mean, everyone's at parties.
It's not that dope. We've all been there, done that.
Yeah. You know? Massive says, art and entertainment is key to masses adopting tech for daily operational use. Open my car, house with my cool cats. Yep. Etc. Absolutely. I think that's, I am strongly supportive in thinking that ticketing and key gen is pretty much like the number one utility in the space. You're going to see events and ticketing go bananas with NFTs.
Yeah. Lots of burning.
Absolutely. And resale value, right? Like once the venues and the management realize that they can get secondary cuts off a royalty in a permanent way.
StubHub.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Why sell the ticket once, right? Like,
yep.
It's a simple sale. And he says, yeah, Massive says, AR will be on windshields class. Yep, absolutely.
100%.
J. Ross says, real life will always be bigger than VR. At least I'd hope. I'd like to play VR, yes, but if as much as it seems is connecting people is truly disconnecting people. Yeah,
Preach.
100%. It's like cough all over the damn mic. Yeah, man. I'm waiting for my haptic suit. I'm waiting for my haptic suit so we can all like, I don't know, hop on OnlyFans and like all jam together or some shit. I don't know. Massive says, when I walk by glass, others will see my virtual pet with me in the reflection from the other side. Yeah, I guess if it has a point, otherwise I could see it kind of as like some weird fetish. I have this thing where like I'm convinced NFTs hasn't made it yet until there's like an entire category of porn after it. Like once there's a porn category after
I'm jumping off my roof.
I saw this with comics, dude. Of all fucking things, in the 90s, comics were super hot. It was blowing up, and the comic artists were rock stars. And there were like
anime porn.
There was like straight up traditional old school porn VHS tapes where it was like the artist on his drawing table, and he was like on the fake phone, like, yeah, editor, I'll have that to you in a minute. And then the secretary walks in, and they're all like, anyway. Like, it's just like, okay, you've made it when there's like an entire category of like porn associated with it. So,
yep. I hate to agree, but I do.
It's true. J-Ross says, I won't lie, I don't mind hanging out at home when I'm not working or training MMA. Sunburns are at beaches. Yeah, but you like to beat people in the face in person, right? Like, would you get the same? Like, I mean, in VR environment
he ain't trying to play fight night. He's trying to show up to the mat.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of J-Rob bloody, man. Like, that dude fights, He says, J-Rob also says, I'm not against DMs. There are a couple of cool projects I ended up checking out and joining and getting whitelist. Right. It's like, it's one of those things. It's like this. That's probably a big challenge. Like we, and the people in chat that are from AF know this. Like when we were doing the launch, we did an invite contest, and I found an invite contest. They've heard this a million times. I've found this invite contest from another group, and it was masterfully done, and they got flooded with people. It was so good, and it wasn't just the mechanic of the invite was good, but it was done in a way that supported the community, that was like, I thought, proper. We copy pasted it. It was like dope. Obviously changed it to make it for our audience, but basically it was the same. Copy pasted the idea, and it was like I hit the enter button, and there was like this brief pause, and I'm just waiting for like awesome emojis, like thumbs up and shit. And it was a pause. All of a sudden, it was like ding ding, and it was just like, scam, you suck. This is bullshit. Rug. And I'm like, what the fuck? And what I didn't know was like literally the day before was like someone had a Twitter thread that went viral about how like invite contests were like bullshit or something. And now, of course, everybody's forgotten that shit. And I'm sure if you did an invite contest today, it'd be fine. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
It's just like, it's just like, oh my God, the stuff changes on a dime, dude. It's really crazy stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see. Massive says, truth spoken tonight, DMs feel dirty, but they work. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, it feels the advertising and marketing tends to feel dirty to people who don't need to advertise and market. Do you know what I mean? Like, but if you think about it, I mean, everything you own and everything you have is due to some marketing campaign or advertising campaign. You're half of the discords you're probably in are because of an advertising or marketing campaign. And that's the one thing. And this is what Gabe and I are talking about. Like even the things that, like, to me, and I actually personally prefer advertising that is and feels and looks like advertising, as opposed to things that pretend to be real. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather serve ads. I'd rather do DM marketing than pay a blog post to like write a gorgeous article about me and kiss my ass when they really don't give a shit.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And they don't announce that it's sponsored.
Yeah.
Right? They just say, "Oh, check out this product. This is amazing." Like if the
And it doesn't work.
right, exactly, man, right. But like I have to venture to guess that most of the projects that I'm in, most of the projects that you're in, most of the projects that our audience is in, like at some point they got there because of one of the methods that you mentioned. You know what I mean?
100%. I know I was telling you earlier, but I am an early bird. Like I'm up at 5 to 6 at the latest. I'm
Yep.
typically in bed by 10:30, 11. Like I had an alarm, 3 of them.
You are a young buck. We get to bed here at about 1:30 to 2 a.m. I got 2 kids that are 5 and 3. I wake up at 6 a.m. I get 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night. And it's been that way for about 3 or 4 years. I
Uh,
sleep on Sundays and Saturdays.
yeah, if it's costing you your mental health, it's too expensive.
You know, like you see this gray, like I'm 27. So this is
Yeah, I'm trying to keep that not there. You know?
Dusty says, "Oh, you're a Bored Ape holder? You got a banana for me?"
No banana for you.
Hype is like, what the fuck, Todd? I love it. I love it. Well, so let me ask you this, man. We'll sum it up like this. Where can people find you? Where should they go? How can they learn more about City of Gold? And what do you have coming up next for people?
cityofgold.io for the website. You can find the Discord right on there. You can find the white paper right on there. As far as what's coming up next, we've got our first mint dropping. First mint's dropping. And from there, just development, second, third, fourth, fifth mint, commercial mint, beta or alpha version releasing in September, beta version releasing in December, and full release in Q1 of 2023.
And that's the Metaverse stuff.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Dude. Awesome. So everybody, go check it out. It's cityofgold.io. Gabriel's fantastic. The project is awesome. The artwork looks dope. And I love the, I think I've been pretty obvious. Like I love the educational component to it. I think these are the projects that are going to win in the long run, because it's real utility. Like nothing is ever going to beat you improving yourself and moving you to your own personal goal. And the people that can help you do that, I believe are going to win. And so let's see, we got Hype says, personally, I love that Gabe gets up early.
Thanks, Hype. I appreciate this.
I do too. Hype says, can't wait to mint. Awesome. There you go. Right on. So,
and I'll leave it with this as far as one more comment with education, and then we can hop off. People spend $500, $1,000, $2,000, $10,000 to go to seminars where essentially they're just giant shills. Like if anybody was in NFT Miami, you're not learning anything there. You're meeting connections there. And what we're doing at the end of the day is not shilling. We're teaching straight up, say this, say that, do this, do that, get this, get that. Not shilling. Like we're not here to sell anything else to the community at that point. It's we're gonna help you guys, so that we can that's what you guys get. You're getting a coaching program, a badass one for like $300 USD. Like that's what this is.
Yep. And I think also, just to add to your point, man, I think you being straight up and real about pretty much everything, about your positioning on everything, like it turns a lot of people off. And and it turns a lot of people on. And straight up, like anyone that knows marketing, that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
Like 100%. Like
you gotta just be yourself.
You gotta be yourself, man. And I certainly appreciate that.
Gotta be authentic. And I appreciate you having me on here tonight, man. It was a pleasure. I can't believe it. I don't know how I stayed up, but
you'll just be wrecked tomorrow. You'll just be fucking wrecked tomorrow.
Dude, I've been going to the sauna. I'll leave you with a fun fact. Did you know that if you go to the sauna 4 to 7 times a week, you decrease your chance of getting any mortality-based illness by 70%?
What? Really?
and that you burn like 400 to 600 calories an hour. I go to the sauna, and it's 180 to 200 degrees, and you sit in this thing for 10 to 12 minutes, and then you get into a cold plunge of 37-degree water for 5 minutes, and you rinse and repeat that process 3 to 4 times over the course of an hour, and you're just like on cloud nine. And I've been doing that for max recovery and like mental toughness training. And if they have any by you, you should do it. And your last fun fact of the night is that there are more saunas in Finland than there are people.
And not only that, I actually just read that because of the sauna connection in Finland, they actually have almost like the lowest Alzheimer's and the lowest dyslexia and all like so many low
Yep.
I don't know what the abnormality or
your likelihood of getting Alzheimer's or dementia decreases by 80% if you're in the sauna 4 times a week.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna have to jump into that thing. I will be DMing you about that because I want to pick your brain about that for sure.
DM me about it.
Oh yeah, dude. Awesome. Gabe, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you taking time. Everybody in chat, go check out his project, citygold.io. Thank you everybody again for showing up. As you know, after this, we usually pop over to the Adult Fantasy Discord. We play after party games where everyone kicks my ass because I suck. But that's okay. It's about that. Gabe, thank you again, brother. And everybody, talk to you again soon. We're out.
See you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening. See you guys.
Absolutely. See you guys later.